Hi stamping friends, welcome to the September Christmas card online Stamp a Stack, oh that's hard to say, Stamp a Stack class with Sharon Armstrong. Everyone should have received this cute little holder that had all your supplies inside that you needed. You were given the list of instructions of what stamp set you needed, which was the Get Your Santa On. And then you needed 3 markers. So this is really going to be a fun club that you're in, or class rather. Let me just show you what comes inside your kit. So you're going to get 6 envelopes, and inside the envelopes are all the pieces for the cards. There's also a piece of Whisper White that's just folded, and this is what you're going to be using for some of the stamping pieces. Some of the pieces were just too tedious, or I felt that you would do better if you did it on your own. Most of the Whisper White pieces were pre-cut for you and they're in your envelopes, but you do have a full sheet of Whisper White, and I just folded it, not a full sheet, half a sheet, and I just folded it in half so that it would fit inside the case. All right, so the stamp set that you ordered was Get Your Santa On. Very, very cute stamp. We're going to use most of the pieces in here, and then I challenge you to use the rest of them that we don't use this month. First of all, the paper that I wanted to show you that we're using is the from the holiday catalog, and it's called Nordic Noel. Always have to look at the name of some of this stuff. Beautiful papers, really Christmassy colors, but then there's some colors that aren't necessarily your blue, your reds and greens. And so there's lots of pieces that you're going to be using this month, and then you will see some more of them in the following months as we continue on with this series. All right, so first of all, I cut a lot of kits, and I wanted to show you a tip that I did, because all of your card pieces are inside the envelope, so I needed to score them. So I ended up scoring the whole sheet, so it saved me on scoring system or scoring repetitiveness. So I just took the stylus and I scored the whole sheet, and then I took it to a much larger paper cutter, but I'm just going to use this one from Stampin' Up, which I love, 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 love. Love the wide base, love all the grid marks that don't come off. And then I cut at 4 1/4, nope, 5 1/2, sorry. I'm getting a little ahead of myself. So 5 1/2. So that way I was able to cut and score more efficiently. All right, so I just wanted to share that tip with you. So let's get started with the first card. This is the first card. In your kit, your stars are already cut out. Your green strip is a strip, and then you have this little package. So I wanted to tell you that the package came from the piece of the designer series paper, and I just cut out some packages and tucked them in. You will need to trim them up. So this is what your kit's going to look like. It will have the little package. Now I've already trimmed this one for the video. You'll have a green strip. You're going to have a star to stamp the Santa on. You're going to have a piece of embossed Whisper White cardstock that's been embossed with the stars embossing folder. I've already pre-done that for you. So you will find a lot of value in this kit because a lot of it has already been done for you. I did want to show you though how I did the star. So I'm going to do that for you on the video. So let me just set my pieces aside. And let's get out our big shot. I am using the magnetic platform, and I'm using the stars framelets. So I need to use 2 of them. So it's the 2, the second one and the third one as far as sizes go is what I'm using for this. And then I'm going to just take a piece of real red cardstock, And I'm going to put my big star, back out just a little bit, my big star on, and then I'm going to center the smaller star in there. Okay, so I've already pre-done this for you. So can you see the value? Like I said, the value of all the work that's been done, because all you get to do is the fun part, which this is fun too, getting to use the big shot. So, but you just get to stamp and assemble your pieces, your cards. So when you take this all off, what you have is the center star, which you'll be seeing that 1 month because I have a lot of those left over. And then we have our little frame, okay? All right, so we have our star piece and we have our Santa Claus. Now, I will tell you, you don't want the words. Okay, now if you catch part of the words, it's okay. You are using black StazOn because we're going to be coloring with a marker. And if you use basic black ink or something else, then you're going to have an issue with it smearing. All right, so the fact that these are clear makes it extremely helpful to line it up. Ta-da! Now, I did catch some of the words. Luckily, my frame will cover it. Yay! Love that. Then you're just going to take the Real Red marker that you ordered this month, and you're just going to color a little bit. There's not much coloring to do. And so we'll just color his sleeves, leave his cuffs white, leave his beard white. So as you can see, there's not a whole lot of coloring to do. This is a pretty quick card, especially on your part where you just have to do the color, the stamping and the coloring. Now, on my sample, I did not color his belt, but you could. All right, so let's just see what it looks like if we color it. So give it a nice dark black. And I think I'm just going to color that and leave the buckle. All right, so there's no reason to color the rest of it. Oh, I lied, sorry, hate that. I do need to color the red. I was going to say I don't need to color his boots because you won't really see them. If you want to color the boots, you could. If you wanted to color a little bit of the red, because some of that might stick out underneath your star, you could do that as well. All right, so now we're going to take, and I'm just going to use some liquid Tombow, just a couple of dots. Pitch this up. And then line up my star, and there you go. Okay, pretty cute, huh? Now, I will point out to you, you may find a little bit of paper shreds, if you would, on your pieces, because what I did was I cut your red and white pieces at the same time. So if you have that, just pull them off. It's not a big deal. All right, so let's assemble our card, our cute little card. Again, we're going to use Tombow. I love to use the Tombow glue because it really does get down in those grooves. It doesn't take much. You don't want to use too much because it squishes out the side. So let's lay this on here. Okay, and then again, because we're attaching this piece, this smooth piece, to a textured piece, I'm using Tombow. I'm going to just tip that a little bit. Give that a good press. All right. You will need to make a little tag if you would. So you're just going to take and go up through the middle, and then I'm taking my snips and I'm just making a little banner tail. So can you see that? Okay. So again, we're going to use our Tombow. And we're going to attach this right here. Okay, now for the stamping that was done right here, it says you better watch out, you better not pry. Let's talk about the stamp set a little bit. These are photopolymer stamp sets, means they were made with light. And I was actually able to visit the Stampin' Up manufacturing plant last week, and I was able to see the process, and how cool was it? So let's just chat about it just a little bit. You have an imaging sheet so that you'll know where to put your stamps back when you're done, and then they're pretty sticky, all right? So they're pretty hard to come off, but they're sticky. They're supposed to be that way, so don't think there's something wrong or you're gonna hurt them or whatever. I would suggest when you're done with your stamps to store them back in the case. Don't leave them out in direct sunlight. Then you're just going to attach it to a clear block. Whoops, let me scoot it over a little bit. Attach it to a clear block. And then let's talk about this fact that they are sticky now. As you use them and clean them and use them and use them, you may find that they're not sticky anymore. No problem. Take them to your bathroom or kitchen sink, put a little bit of hand soap on there, wash the stamp, rinse it off, pat it dry. It's sticky again. Amazing. It's pretty cool. All right, so I told you that in your kit, you would have a piece of Whisper White to do your stamping. So this is a case. You're going to do this. Now, the reason why I chose to do that is you may change the sentiment. You may not want this sentiment, you may want another one. So I decided that I would just let you do the stamping. So we're gonna take our black stays on, and we're gonna ink up our, I'm gonna stamp right there. Okay. And I'm going to take my paper trimmer. Your green piece is 1 inch wide, so you would want this piece to be 3/4 of an inch. And I'm actually going to trim off just a scotch. That's a word, right? All right. And then I'm going to go to the 3/4 inch mark. I don't know if you can see that on the video. And get that piece out of there. Okay. So now I have all this piece left to finish my stamping for the rest of the card, so we've got plenty. So now I want to take my, you could use your paper trimmer if you want. I'm gonna go ahead and do this and give it a little banner tail. And I can use some snail for this part because it's smooth cardstock going to smooth. And then just line that up, just like that. Then I'm gonna take my little package. I could put that on with a dimensional, but I'm not going to. I'm just gonna go ahead and stick it on with and I'm gonna drop it down just a little bit. And there you go. There is your first card for the month of September Christmas card class. I hope you enjoyed it, and stay tuned for card number 2.